Fantasy Raw draft. Let's see what I can do here with... let's go with the Edmonton Oilers. So we're losing McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hopkins. We're going to see what we can do. Continue. Flip that on. Computer trades. Player morale off. Fog of war on. GM firing on. Salary cap on. Owner mode off. Assistant coach add lines. Auto finances. Sub-rotation. Auto sign free agents. And we're going to go with those settings. Now, to make it fair, I'm not going to give myself the number 1 position. Quick settings. I'll play 5-minute periods. Actually, no, full 20. Game style full sim. Injuries on. Authentic cap penalties on. Also averages off. Autosave on. Difficulty 70 Pro. Authentic. Salary cap on. Difficulty medium. Waivers on. Except for location off. Fog of war on. Show individual attributes. Player role, player type, and overall. I like none of those. Under scouting. Auto scouting, both. Okay, so we are set. Advanced settings, just want to adjust a couple things. Assistant coach, player injury warning, return warning, yes. Return injuries when fully healed. To goaltenders, authentic. Actually, no time break. Continuous OT. I guess you don't time. Loss 0. Season tie break. I'm going to bring back ties. Four on 4 overtime. Then that's it. No extra points in overtime. It's going to be a fun, old school style of hockey. Waiver notifications on. Tired jerseys on. And there's one other thing I want to do. Sliders, just one slider I gotta look for. General injury occurrence. Drop these down to 35s. They do get injuries, just not as frequent. Start career. Keep salary cap on. So we're at the fantasy draft. I am hoping. Yes, we are. We have the number 5 pick. We're going to move that up to number 3. But we're going to give Ottawa the number 1 pick. Toronto. Let's actually not. Let's take a look at the current NHL standings by league, and I'm going to do the draft points. So teams that have the lowest points will draft first. Teams with the higher points. So number 30, drafting 31st, will be the Tampa Bay Lightning, followed by the Toronto Maple Leafs, Calgary, Winnipeg, drafting late, the Vegas Golden Knights, sorry for your real world success, and then the Washington Capitals, the San Jose Sharks, then Pittsburgh, then Nashville. Where are your Predators? And then we got the Boston Bruins, followed by the Buffalo Sabres. There they are. And then we got the Columbus Blue Jackets, the New York Islanders, the Dallas Stars, Colorado. Where's the Avalanche? There they are. The Ducks. Then the Canucks. Then the Wild. And then the Rangers. Oh, I'm going to be picking 12th based on the current team standings. Drafting 11th will be the Florida Panthers. Then the Carolina Hurricanes just above them. The Devils stay. Detroit stays there. Oh, did I miss Montreal? I did. Okay, so Montreal drafts after Columbus. So I'll do this. I scrolled up a little too far earlier. So Dallas, Edmonton is now drafting just behind the Rangers, so we are down to 11. Then it's Florida, Carolina, New Jersey, Detroit, St. Louis, Arizona, I'm in Chicago, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. And then Arizona. Then Philly, the Kings, and the Senators. So that's going to be the draft order. That is based on the current NHL standings going in reverse. So the worst team drafting first, the best team drafting 31st. And we're going to press start to the draft. So we'll see what we get available come the number 11 spot. Gone in the first round. First pick overall, obviously. Connor McDavid is now a Ottawa Senator. Sidney Crosby joins the LA Kings. Nate McKinnon to Philadelphia. Patrick Laine to Arizona. Austin Matthews goes to St. Louis. Victor Hedman going to Chicago. Ratnan going to Detroit. Drew Doughty going to the Devils. Kucherov to Carolina. Pasternak to Florida. We get to make our pick. Best available player right now is Alexander Ovechkin. We're not going to get. We're going to try to avoid taking anyone over 30. And we are going to start off with. Now let's see here. Let's look at forwards. So Ovechkin, Marcus Stamkos. Let's take a look at the defense. Do we build from the defense out? Erik Karlsson, 1 year left. Rekman Larson. PK Subban. What do we have for goalies? We take the first goalie in the draft. No. Okay, so we're going to go with the defenseman off the bat. And we are going to pick up Oliver Ekman Larson or no. Our first pick. Let's see here. Good thing there's no time limit. We're going to go with Rasmus Dahlin. Making a splash right out of the gate for the Edmonton Oilers. Good Chuck. So going into the second round, let's take a look at the rest of the first round. See where the top goaltender went. So Stamkos went to the Rangers. Charlie McAvoy to the Wild. Eichel to the Canucks. Ovechkin becomes a Duck. Peterson goes to the Avalanche. Patrick Kane goes to Stars. Barkov to the Islanders. Scheifele goes to Montreal. Holtby, there's your first goaltender. Got by the Columbus Blue Jacket. Moynihan, Malkin, Weisenberg, Orensky. Mitch Marner becomes a Penguin. Bobrovsky goes to the Sharks. Goudreau, Tyler Seguin, Knutsev, Draisaitl moves from one end of Alberta to the other. Tarasenko to Toronto, and Barzal to the Lightning. Round 2, Taylor Hall, Carlson. Oh yeah, now it's in reverse. Okay. Okay, I see how they're doing it. So actually being in our positions actually might be beneficial. So, big pick. We need some big money coming in. It's tempting to still go young. He's good. I like him. And that is Sebastian now. Oh, yeah. So we're going to take our 2 young guys right off the bat. We get a cap eventually in this. Edmonton Oilers getting ready to make their next pick in the 3rd round. I love him, but he's old. We're still going to work on defense, I think. No, let's look at goaltenders. 3rd round's a good position, I think. We're going to take Hellebuck. There's some cap space added. Going with Connor. in the 4th round. So we have picked up Darlene, Aho, and Halibut. Then we're going to pick up Jonathan Huberto. Or do we go Tyson Berry? Ooh, this is a tough round. Oh, what to do? Huberto, we got to get some offense. I just want to go to round 3 or round 4. When did he go? Flurry, Shen, Deshane. Barry went to the Arizona Coyotes. And a lot later than I thought from us. Wow. Now let's look at another top pairing defenseman. Ooh, Max Domi's available. What position do I have? I already got a left winger. Skinner's available. I'm going to go with Max Domi. I like that kid. I need to get someone on the right side. So we're going to look at right wingers right now. I will go with Gallagher. So it should make our top line of Aho, Gallagher, Huberto. And we get Darlene. We still need to make a nice defensive pickup. So let's look at defensemen. Get our top pairing ironed out. Gonna go with Manson. I've been playing with him. I like his style. Make next pick. And there's a goaltender I'm hoping is available. Okay, so he'll be in the 20-year-old somewhere. How's he been taken? Who got him? Or you take Mike DiPietro. He's gonna get better. No, Pacioretty went in a later mid-round, so. And we only have 2 defensemen. Still, 1 center. Let's look at centering that second line. Rask. He's the best young player available. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. Right winger. T. Wilson. Tom Wilson. Yeah, I can make him work. Give me a hard hitting second line. Pick. So we're looking at defenseman now, because that's so far turned out to be a weakness. Might not be. Okay, so some good guys left. Oh, it's a damn try. We're gonna go with Hickey. Hutton picked up. Okay, we got a top four there. Now let's get an actual backup. Oh, mark. Ooh, can back up Hallebuck. Zizekas, welcome to the team. Tyler Bertuzzi, welcome to the team. Frick or Shaw. We'll go Frick. He's younger. Round 17 now. We've got our top three lines, top four defensemen, three of our four goaltenders that we're going to need. I'm going to draft 5 goaltenders probably. So let's get that old checking line going. We're starting with Andrew Kopp. Hoskins or Nieto? Let's go Nieto. And we're gonna go look at the right side now. Get 2 more defensemen now to round out our top 6. And then I'm going to be looking for prospects, probably. Weidman, Jansen, Ardalzado. Let's go with Jensen. Let's save a couple bucks here. Gotta add some contract now, because these are my 822 guys that play. So Delzotto's still available. He's gonna make the team. I gotta make the cap floor, which I think is just, we'll say 60 million. Actually, let's look at NHL cap floor. $58.8 million. I'm at how much spent? 53. So I might take an older player and someone like Dion Phaneuf just to make the cap floor, and he would be a decent 7th defenseman. Yeah, I don't want to take an older player, really. But I might have to just by salary. Let's look at some of these salaries. Spezza 7.5 mil. Marlowe, Henrik Zetterberg is a 70 overall. 3 years left though. Ugh. He'll probably retire, so you can take Zetterberg. This is the guy I'm taking just to make the cap floor. He's gonna ride the bench all year. It'll be like, why are they drafting that guy? That's why. I want a defenseman who's also going to ride the bench. My 7th defenseman has got to be a guy worse than, I think, he's got to be worse than 79, so he doesn't take playing time away from Jensen. Yeah, he's got to be, I would say, probably in the $3 million range, 3 million range. Mark Stahl, you're just too close. And I only want him for a year, so. Cronwall, you will be my 7th defenseman this year. And now I need one more guy who will be a 7th, 14th forward. So if we look at drafted players. Okay, he forwards. He's got to be worse than Frick, so he's got to be about a 75. Noble players. And he's got to have a decent cap hit. Worse than 75. Nathan Horton, 2 years left though. I don't want to take a risk. I finally got just 1 year left. Worse than 75. He'll be the guy I take in a heartbeat. Let's go with Colin because he's 41. He's going to retire. He's just going to ride the bench. That way I've got some veteran guys in the locker room. Now we got 6 centers, 4 and 4. So let's look at left and right. There's going to be centers galore up on the main roster. So left wingers, decent overall. Actually, no, that's where I flip to age. Is there anything we can know? Okay. So now we're just gonna take a gamble on some of these prospects. Belarus. Luff. Defense, I need to get 10 of them, so let's take the next couple rounds and just fill in our minor league defensive team. Gleason. Okay. Neil or White Cloud? I like the new White Cloud. I'll go Gilbert, he's signed longer. Let's get 10, 10, 10. We need 2 forward, a forward. and a goaltender. So let's get that fourth goaltender out of the way. Hill. My drafted goaltenders looking like. Okay. Okay, guys again. Let's go back up. The first 70 we see, because he'll be young. 71. Vavalainen. Or do we go with Hill? Vavalainen's unsigned. Hill's signed for 1 year. Next 70 is a Bow for 2 years. We'll go with him. Okay, so we got 4 goaltenders, 5 and 5. So let's go right wing. And we got Dano, 77 overall, 23 years of age, signed for 1 year. That'll make the pick. So this might be the last pick of the draft. We have one more pick after this. So we'll start going just goaltender, forward, D, forward, or something like that. I only want one more goaltender, so. Bunting. Reichel. Yes, Kirby Reichel. Like that kid. And the fantasy draft is complete. What are we going to get? So, and the 11th pick we go with Rasmus Dahlin. 52 we go with Sebastian Aho. Then we go with our goaltender Connor Harlbuck. Then we add Huberdeau, Domi, Gallagher. Then we go back to defense and Mason. We pick up a goalie of the future DP Etro. We go Ras, Wilson, Hickey, Hutton before selecting our backup with Allmark. Cizikas, Bertuzzi, Freck, Kopp, Nieto, Pitlick, Jensen, Delzato. Then we notice we need cap hits. So we go Zetterberg, Cornwall, Cullen to get the team to the cap floor. Then we go with Jade De La Rose, Luff, Gleason, Whitecloud, Gilbert Bobo as the AHL starter, Dano and Kirby Reichel to round out the team. I'm looking for Carter Hart. It was picked up by Anaheim. Oh, Nemestikov went that late? Oh, man. I'm not seeing him yet. Wow, freaking Calgary's defensively built. It's gonna be a great battle of Alberta. I also forgot to check for Hart there. No. I just want to check one thing real quick. By team, you're on Dallas, okay. That's right. It's our team. Well, I still might be able to pick them up in free agency. Montreal with a good mix of named and unnamed players. Islanders might be hurting a bit for in the net. It looks like the first goaltender they took was Reimer. Washington picked him up. So Carter Hart, 1 2, the Washington Capitals, and the one. He went 161 overall. So. So Washington picked him up in the 6th round. Oh, I should have looked at Winnipeg's roster or draft. So we've got our team set for the year. We're going to not make any trades. If trades come to us, we will not say no unless they don't make any sense. So let's view contracts. Sebastian Ho is already up for an offer. So our best player, we're going to immediately offer an extension. 8 years. I'll try 6.25. Cronwall, you're not re-signing. Hutton, we'll see how your season goes. Kopp, same with you. Delzato, same with you. Frick, same with you. Jensen, same with you. Okay, so Edmonton is going to in the system. Mark. Now it's options. I'll do roster moves in a minute. So we need one more goaltender in the A. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need 4 defensemen down in the A. One, two, three, 4. 2 there. Yeah, Frick. And yeah, Frick's an RFA, so is Dano. So you guys are going to be battling for that fourth right wing position. Kirby Reichel, offer contract extension, 3 years, 900,000. So I'm also going to call up Cullen. So let's go to roster moves. Okay. So we have 20 of 21 skaters. I always have the full 21. So let's go to centers in the system. Options. Cancel. We need multi. Multi-select. So Colin's going up to the NHL, where he will be joined by goaltenders, DiPietro coming down, and Allmark going up. That's fine. This is why I need a backup in the A. Okay, so now let's look at free agents. Oops, wrong thing. I just want to get this team set up. So we need 4 defensemen on 2-way deals. It gotta be around 70 overall. One. 2. 3 and 4. Now you gotta look at goaltenders. And we're gonna get Hill anyway. Hopefully. Aiden Hill. We're gonna need a lot of centers for the AHL farm. So I have 32 players on the contract. I've added 5, so it's 37. I got 13 spots left. Okay, so we've got those contracts. We got 18 contracts offered out. That'll bring us to 40 players. I may need a couple more positions after that, depending on who all signs. I'm just going to go day by day right now until I get to the regular season. So, simulate. The 8.8, good. Okay, so. And the preseason Battle of Alberta ends in a 1-1 tie. Jonathan Huberdeau scores from Darlene and Kopp. Repo from Stedinka and Dahan. And we have no goals. And we are back to old school hockey. 3 stars. Rene, Babo, and Repo. Okay, so hopefully some of these guys start answering my requests. And it's a 3-2 loss to the Arizona Coyotes. So Gallagher and Darlene make it 2-0 in the first. Bonk, Matheson, and Maletic rally back between the second and third periods. 3 stars of that game. Milik, Carrick, and Matheson. Yeah, I can agree. When Allmark rejects his contract extension, Kirby Reichel accepts his. Bunting accepts his contract. Lindbergh accepts. Bendulis accepts. McEwen accepts. Hill accepted. Musil accepted. Howlick accepted. Manel accepted. Poirier accepted. Radish accepted. Middleton accepted. Zykov accepted. Carrier accepted. Colton accepted. Bishop. Sebastian Aho accepts his extension. So I just gotta go to contracts, see if I'm still waiting on some. No, that's 18, so that puts me at 47 players signed, which is good. Okay, let's look at in the system now. Oh man, what are they doing here? Main roster. Oh, okay, because they're messing things around for preseason. Okay. I'll leave that as is for now. Because it is preseason. That's all. Let's get to the regular season. And it's a huge win for the Oilers, 4-1 over Vegas. Kamir from Sakara. Let's just look at goals. And then Poirier from Hickey. Zizekas from Wilson Delzato. Bunting from Wilson. And Jensen. Wilson had a 3-point night. Jensen and Frick. Three stars. Tom Wilson, Zekas, and Jensen. Okay, let's look at. We're 1-1-1. And we get our second tie. So Vancouver jumps out to a 3-goal lead in the first. We rally to tie it up. We go to overtime and there's no goals. We end our second tie. Olmark comes into the game, makes 22 saves after our starter was pulled. In that game, simulate up to this. Simulate up today. Simulate. What a game against Anaheim. Wow. So, Anaheim opens the scoring. We get the next two. They tie it up. Anaheim gets the advantage, making it 3-2. We tie up 3-3. 4-3 heading into the third. We tie it up at 4. They get ahead by 5. We tie it up. And in overtime, Dano makes it 6-5 in a scoring affair. That's all. Wow, that is a game. That still gives us 6 points, so in the preseason. Okay, so we're doing against the Anna of the LA Kings. Options. Finish game. And for the first time in the preseason, we do not score. 3 stars. Gibson, Allmark, and Vanek with the only goal, but Gibson standing on his head. That Gibson, man. So we're 2-2-2. San Jose must have lost the game in overtime, but that doesn't count. I don't know why they're recording it. Simulate, and then we'll do our roster moves, and we'll show you the team. So we lose 3-2 to the Ducks, or to the Sharks, I mean, in the final preseason game. 3 stars: Bobrovsky, Petrolangelo, and Sebastian Aho. Petrolangelo, then Gallagher ties it up. Patan makes it 2-1. Liddell makes it 3-1 early in the third. And Domi and Jensen making it close, but after that we just could not score. So, a hopeful 2-3-2 preseason. There's 2-4-1. Yeah. So I'm hopeful for our season. I'm only going to look at the first three numbers because they're the only ones that matter in this. I don't know why they put it in the fourth one. So we had a lot of guys playing throughout the preseason. Dano played all 7 games in the preseason, and he might be down in the AHL to start the year. He's the only player to play all 7. Almar Kalbeck. Okay, so now we're going to go to the roster moves. And not the roster moves. That's what I want, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna look at centers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cullen, you get to stay up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dano, you're going down. Benson, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. And Delzato, you're gonna go down in the system. Who was that signed? It was Delzato. He went up to an 879. So I have to move Delzato out. So. So we got Carrier, Howardchuck, and Dano, Luff, Bishop, Delarose, Reichel, Musil, and Zikov, Lindbergh, McGowan, and Bunting. That's okay. And defense down in the A, we got Middleton, Radish, Manel, White Cloud, Gilbert, and Bindulas. And going in net, we will have Hill and Bobo splitting time. Player card, full career stats, preseason. Not bad. He went 0-1. 2 games, 0-1. 906 save percentage, 194 goals against average. Gave up 4 goals. played one game, gave up 5 goals. So he played in that 6-5 game. It looks like. Yeah. He gave up 5 goals, 827 save percentage. So now if we flip over, Connor Hellebuck. In the preseason, made 2 appearances, 880 save percentage, 498 goals against average. Not great numbers. And Linus Allmark. Oops. That's what I want. Made 3 appearances, 968 save percentage, .70 goals against average. Now if we look at our starting lineups, we got Jonathan Huberdeau, Sebastian Holm, Max Domi, Brendan Gallagher, Victor Rask, and Tom Wilson. Tyler Bertuzzi, Zizekas, Pitlick, Frick, Cullen, make that Cop. Okay, Matt Cullen, you're 41. You are not playing the NHL. You have to go Cop and Frick. So I'm gonna trade Cullen away because he's gonna be messing up my lines. On defense, Dolan, Manson, Cronwall, Hickey, Hutton, and Jensen. That's perfect. That's just the way I want it. So we're gonna make one quick trade. And the Ducks actually want him, so Curtis Hughes. This is going to cost us Cullen and a Islander third. There. Now we can go to roster moves. In the system. I'm not going to call it Dano or Carrier because they're too good. We'll call it the worst center. Musel. I don't know where we get to go, so. Hughes and Zetterberg. Yeah, that works. Actually, who's the oldest guy out of them? $21 in the system. 22, 22, 22, 22, 21. Okay, so yeah, they're all young. So I'm okay with that. Only it is. Now it's just a few contracts. So Sebastian Ho is already signed on as our #1 center for the next 9 years. Last year was entry-level contract, and then he gets a 6.25 raise. Cornwall, you're 37. I'm not keeping you around. That's who it is. Cronwall is taking up playing time from Del Zotto. And I don't need Cronwall and his cap hit after all. So I can move out Cronwall's 4.75. See if there's any takers out there. And get a guy who's crappy. And once again, the Ducks might be a willing trade partner. They don't have anyone I'm interested in. Boston's interested in Cronwall. Calgary's interested. I don't like trading with division rivals, but when times are tough, they don't have much to look for. So we're looking at Cronwall. And Hickey. And I'll try second next year. Okay. And a third. This is the best I'm offering. Okay, so absolute last deal. Okay, so that one's not going to go through. Colorado, you're interested in them? Okay, let's go back to roster moves. So two minor tweak trades. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we just got to sign a defenseman less than Del Zotto, so Del Zotto actually is playing time because that's what I wanted. originally. So it has to be worse than 79. And we only want it for 1 year. Okay. I think we may have found our scapegoat in Brooks Orpik. Okay, we're just going to go day by day. See if that contract comes in. That's fine. And Brooks Orpik accepts his deal. So now we go back into roster moves. Because Orpik would have been put in the system. And Brooks Orpik immediately called up to the NHL. Okay, so now we've got new contracts. All expiring. 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the system we've got 2 guys, Carrier and Dano. And they do not want to resign right now, so we'll keep them. Hutton is interested in an extension. He's an 80 overall. We have $18 million in space. That come to 35, so that's 3 years. We want 4 at your asking price. Cop. No, 2 years. We want 3 at 1.75. Frick. Jansen. I'll take 4 at 1.5. So we also look at goalies. Ooh, Mark. You want 1 year. We want 8. If he doesn't work out and the other guy progresses as quick, DiPietro progresses as quickly as we want him to, at 1.25 will be a good backup contract in a couple years. So we're at the start of the regular season. I am going to say end the stream here. So we did the fantasy draft up until the regular season. Let's just make sure that Andrew Kopp's actually playing. He is. So scratch players this year are going to be Zetterberg, Hughes, and Orpik. Hughes will be the first forward thrown in. Orpik will be the only defenseman thrown in, unless we get multiple injuries to our defensive core. Welcome, viewer. Goodbye, viewer. And we do have... And we're waiting on some contract extensions early in the season. That's Hutton, Kopp, Delzato, and Jensen plus Allmark have all received extension offers. Frick, Orpik, well, Orpik will be gone at the end of this year. He is literally just a placeholder because we want to keep young guys developing. Carrier, Dano are in the A, so we'll see how their HL year goes, and then we'll see. So we're at 61.26 million in cap space. We have about 18 right now to work with. I'm hoping to have that down to about 10 for next year. And we'll see how the season goes in the next stream. Oh, and just before we go, I will show you recent trades. Player and pick trade. So we traded Matt Cullen in a third for Cameron Hughes because Cullen was getting ice time over Dano. Cullen was one of our draft picks that we picked up at 41 years of age. And then we flat out got rid of Nicholas Cromwell for a younger player in Sean Walker. And I think Walker's going to be in the CHL this year. So we trade Cromwell for a prospect, basically. Let's go to signings. Wow, there's a lot. Okay, let's start back at the bottom. After the draft, we signed a bunch of players. Levy, Josh Levio, Colburn, Falupra, Jason Spezza, Zajac, Dion Phaneuf with the Blue Jackets, Hainsey, Lafferty, Patrick Marleau went back to the Sharks, and Weidman went to the Sharks. Komarov, Al Montoya. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. And last one was Donald Audette to a 3-year deal. So there's a lot of 1-year deals being offered. There's a 3-year for Hal Gouache. Almeri also got 3 years. Rimshaw got 3 years. A lot of our guys that we signed were multiple year deals too. Lewis was 3. Lafferty. Any contract renewals? No, not yet. No declarations. No claims. NHL call-off. AHL assignments. So we'll see how the Edmonton Oilers do with Sebastian Aho at the front. Oh yeah, that's one thing we're going to do before we quit. Let's go to captains and jerseys. Sebastian Aho named captain, Jonathan Huberdeau and Gallagher are the alternates. Oh man. It's going to be an interesting year, to say the least. Then you got a well-balanced team that should make the playoffs. this year. If not, we will reevaluate. But like I said, we are not going to have the shootout. It's going to be win is 2 points, a loss is no points, and you get a point for a tie. Doesn't matter if you lose in overtime or not. Overtime losses do not mean anything. Except you lost in overtime. So we're back. We're done there, and we're going to call it a day there. I hope you all enjoy, and hopefully I get to another stream soon. Come on, come on.